How's it going, guys and geeks? My name is Dakota, and welcome to Geekritique. Eternals has finally dropped its very first teaser, a whole 6 months after it was originally slated for release in November 2020, which is crazy. And there's a lot of information that we need to break down, but this video will go into some of the historical aspects of it, some of the stuff that we need to elaborate on from the comics, as well as what the potential threat could be to bring the Eternals out of hiding. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please be sure to like this video so that it'll get pushed out to more viewers so other people can enjoy it as well. First things first, this appears to be a Millennia Sprawling epic. What is time to those who are immortal, eternal? Would it be a linear experience or a cyclical one? There are multiple periods throughout the trailer where we're given similar visuals that clearly occur over multiple epochs of man. Take, for instance, the relationship between Richard Madden's Icarus and Gemma Chan's Cersei. They seem to come together multiple times throughout the centuries, or perhaps it's them reuniting after long periods apart. The notion that the Eternals live separate lives from one another seems to be something that the teaser is trying to hint at. Unless they're battling together or doing some, eternaling? It appears that most of the shots we have of the cast show them living solitary lives throughout the millennia. That appears to be why each time they're together on screen with another of their kind, it's an incredibly intimate experience, as if they haven't seen each other for a very long period. I could be wrong there, but that's what I glean from that. Another thing worth mentioning is the time periods we'll be seeing play out on screen. Their ship appears before a small tribe of nomadic people, probably somewhere in Mesopotamia some 7,000 years ago. Salma Hayek's Ajak can be heard narrating the trailer, claiming that "We have watched and guided. We have helped them progress and seen them accomplish wonders." Considering they appear to land in the Mesopotamian cradle of civilization, and they showcase a number of ancient Semitic peoples, most notably the eventual Babylonians, who would certainly have treated them as gods, it's safe to assume the Eternals helped them, the Sumerians, even potentially the Egyptians, come to power and prosperity. Perhaps they gave them the tools necessary for them to build ancient structures, like the Walls of Babylon, specifically the Ishtar Gate we see in this teaser. Notably, and perhaps purposefully, the pattern of animals on the Ishtar Gate don't correlate with the actual one in real life, and it's worth mentioning we see some of the Eternals' symbols appear on the wall as well. Perhaps a reminder that Marvel aren't suggesting that the Eternals actually existed and were pivotal to our history. We also see India feature heavily in the trailer, another such cradle of civilization being one of the earliest in the Old World. But as much as they supposedly guided the world towards civilization, it appears they took some sort of vow amongst themselves so as not to interfere in some of the greater events that have taken place throughout history. Ajak says, "Throughout the years, we have never interfered." This is interspersed with several shots from history that involve suffering, war, and destruction. We see what looks to be the Crusades, Cortez destroying the Aztec city of Tenochtitlan, and possibly the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the 1st century, which leveled the city of Pompeii. Other trinkets of antiquity can be seen in their ship as Makari sifts through the pages of a book. Egyptian ankhs, sarcophagi, a Roman flagstaff with the typical SPQR, Senatus Populusque Romanus, the Senate and People of Rome. Even what appears to be the Holy Grail next to a Big Mac. These individuals have seen history unfold in every facet. Clearly something terrible and personal must have happened for them to decide to come out of hiding now, after all this time. The Eternals were genetically mutated proto-humans created by the Celestials, sent to watch over Earth. The Deviants were imperfect genetic experiments, and are the antagonists of this film. Their leader, a deviant named Crow, is the rumored baddie of this film, and we can catch glimpses of the Deviants in the teaser briefly. And we know this story will bleed into the modern day, with scenes in colonial America, 21st century London, a Bollywood dance, and the primary story will likely take place post-Endgame, so sometime late 2023 or later. This movie is going to be crazy, and for someone who maps the MCU timeline regularly, this is going to be a headache, but I can't even wait. This looks amazing. I'll be giving my thoughts on where I'm planning to place the Eternals on our MCU timeline in our upcoming Timeline Journal, a new series where we give you updates on some of the many timelines that we're currently working on. You can watch our first episode of the Timeline Journal right here, and please be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and you want others to enjoy it as well. And please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to catch more Eternals content from us. Thanks, have a good one.